and I'm back at it again with another This Week in WWE with the Jason. That's right. So guys, we're up to episode number 31. Oh yeah guys, it's looking pretty damn good if you ask me myself. So, here's your warning, if you haven't watched what happened in WWE this week, make sure you head on over to the WWE Network right now and you check it out guys, because you can either watch that or you can watch me. Either way, your choice. I just highlight the shit that I like. But guys, let's get right into it. So, it's awesome first, just to say that we are actually nearly at 100, and the fact is that the SummerSlam video got so much support, so much views. Thumbs up to all you guys out there. Love all my dog squad. But guys, let's get right into it. So we started with Raw. So on Raw, Finn had to relinquish the WWE Universal Championship because he injured himself at SummerSlam. So you could argue to say it's Seth injured him, but I don't think it's Seth's fault, and it's not Finn's fault either, because when he got powerbombed onto the barrier outside, he kind of landed like that and kind of fucked his arm up and shoulder or whatever, and now he's gone for like 4 to 6 months I think, so it's not good. Finn's one of my favourites, so it's a big loss, but because of that they are actually going to be having matches in this Raw for a kind of like spots to get into a fatal 4-way for next Raw, where they will crown a new Universal Champion. So that's pretty interesting, but let's get right into it, because first of all we had Seth versus Sami Zayn. Winner would get put into the fatal 4-way. Of course you know who won this one, because why would Sami Zayn get over Seth? Like, maybe like later on down the track, but at the moment Seth's got more momentum, so of course Seth won the match. Seth's in, hit a mad pedigree. I think Sami Zayn almost fucked up his ankle because he jumped off, like he kind of like leapfrogged backwards and kind of rolled his ankle, so not too good. But we don't know if he's injured or not, so yeah. Second match we had was Owens versus Neville. It was another qualifying match to get into the fatal 4-way. Owens of course would win with a mad different type of finisher. It was like Nikki Bella's one, but like the other way around, and kind of spun it into like a TKO type of thing, but that was pretty cool. So Owens and Rollins punched their tickets into the fatal 4-way for next week. Following that, we had Titus O'Neil blabbering out in the ring, like being a dumbass like he is, talking about how he reckons that because of Darren Young, because of what Darren Young's held him back, he could be Universal Champion, blah 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 blah. Bob Backlund comes out because he's trying to call out Darren Young. Bob gets in the way, Titus starts beating on him. I think he hits him or it drops him or some shit, and then Darren comes out, checks on Bob, and then he gets hit for the collapse of Titus. So it's starting to heat up this rivalry, former PTP against each other, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see where it goes. Next thing was Rusev versus Big Cass. Now this one was, I kind of thought that Rusev would win to join the Fatal 4-way because it would make more sense. Because then, you know, the US champion going after the Universal title as well. However, Rusev still got the injured ribs from SummerSlam from Roman Reigns. So pretty much Big Cass ended up winning by a count out because he hit Rusev with a big boot, I think it was, to the ribs, and Rusev was like, fuck this shit, and just stayed out of the ring. Count out, Big Cass moves in. Now that one surprised me because I did not see Cass in the Universal picture anytime soon. I thought he'd be in the tag titles photo first before that. Next thing we have Charlotte out of the ring, bragging about taking out Sasha Banks and becoming a 2-time women's champion. And then Mick Foley comes out and pretty much says that, you know, well, because she took out Sasha and she's out for a while, well, we've got a new hottest free agent signing, and here she is. The new member of Raw it's Bayley. So Bayley comes out and she pretty much challenges for the title, but Charlotte says you're going to get back to the end of the line. So she's like, well, how about I take out Dana? So Dana and her have a match, and of course she takes out Dana Brooks with the belly to Bayley and gets the win. Sends a message to Charlotte, so that's pretty interesting. We had Braun debuting against some guy called Johnny Knockout. So funny things in this match. Corey Graves saying that they should add 2 letters to the end of Johnny Knockout's name and call him Johnny Knocked Out. They interviewed Johnny Knockout before he had the match, and they said, why are you interested in having this match? Like, why are you doing it? Like, versing Braun Strowman. He goes, because I like big sweaty men. Okay. And then, of course, Braun, as we all know, destroyed the living shit out of him, laid him out, and got the win. And then, just to add insult to injury, laid him out again, and made the ref do another count. So he got 2 wins, but only 1 official win, so poor Johnny. I guess he did get that big sweaty man to relax. Heading into the next thing, the Dudleys said goodbye. They signed a 1-year contract a year ago, and pretty much they have decided that they were going to move, I think it was the end of their contract and they weren't going to renew it, so they were saying goodbye to the fans. I think it was the Shining Stars came out. They said that they bought them tickets to get them out of there to send them to Puerto Rico, and then it ended up with them hitting the 3D on Epico and then the Wazza on Primo, and then they were going to put Primo for a table, and then the club, which is Anderson and Gallows, laid them out. Took out Bubba Ray outside the ring with the Magic Killer, and then took out Devon through the table with the Magic Killer, and pretty much it's from WWE to the Dudleys. It's a big FU. Get goals. Last thing on Raw is we had the last qualifying match. It was Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho. So in this match, we all knew that Roman was going to move on, but we kind of were hoping Jericho would, so that Roman wouldn't get to. But I still was cheering for Roman as well. But even with Kevin Owens trying to help distract Reigns multiple times, Jericho still failed to get the win. Got hit with a huge spear, and Roman moves into the Fatal 4-Way. So we have Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, and Big Cass all battling out next week on Raw for the vacant Universal Championship. Should be interested to see who actually wins. I have my money on Seth. If Kevin wins or Roman's. If Roman or Kevin wins, I'm okay with that. I don't think Big Cass will win. It will surprise me if he does. Heading into SmackDown, guys. We had a new Women's Championship and the new Tag Team Championships revealed. And they look pretty cool. You got the Tag Team titles, so blue, it's like a blue strap with silver metal. And then on the women's one, it's exactly like Charlotte's one on Raw, but it's like a white strap with blue and white and all that goodness. So it looks pretty cool. I like these two. So you got SmackDown's Women's Championship and SmackDown's Tag Team Championships. Whether or not Raw's going to change their Tag Team titles and Women's to Raw's Women's Championship and Raw's Tag Team Championships, I do not know. We'll find out eventually, I guess. And also we found out that Heath Slater is still not signed, and it is bullshit because he beat Randy Orton by DQ before SummerSlam. But they said that, you can become a part of the tag team tournament if you find a partner, and we'll put you in a match next week. And Shane also put in his input, being a douchebag that he is, turned around and said that you won't get signed unless you win the titles in the tournament. So that is complete and utter bullshit. Fuck you, Shane. I really hope that the crowd starts hating on him more, because he is turning into a Steph, even worse than Steph. So we had Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss on SmackDown, pretty much just sending each other messages because they're having a 6-way type of match at Backlash for the women's title, and Becky ended up getting the win with a disarmer and sent the message to every woman on the roster. We found out that the tag team titles are going to be put through a tournament, so pretty much it's all through a tournament, and of course the two final teams will battle it out for the vacant ones at Backlash. So we had the Usos versus the Ascension, and pretty much, of course, I wanted the Ascension to win, but really Usos won for no reason, so they move on. We had Breezango lose to American Alpha, so American Alpha moves on as well. So we have Usos and American Alpha moving on, that means we have Lord Villains versus Hype Bros next week. And Heath Slater did find a partner. He tried to get with The Miz, but Miz wouldn't do it. Tried to get with Arn Anderson for some reason, wouldn't do it. And guess what? Rhino came in clutch, and he actually said, you know what, I'll help you out. So that's awesome of Rhino. Very happy about that. So Rhino and Heath Slater, that's actually a pretty good team in my opinion. So Carmella was meant to verse Nikki Bella as well, and pretty much before the match even got underway, Nikki was getting interviewed by Renee Young, and then Carmella just attacks her from behind, lays her out, and sends a message to Nikki Bella fuck you, you come back and you think you're all high-mighty shit and pin me at SummerSlam, well, I'm going to let you outrun now. I don't know if it's a heel turn from Carmella or if it's just a message sent to Nikki, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see what happens next week on SmackDown. And then in the main event we had AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler. If AJ was to win, he would get a one-on-one match with Dean at Backlash for the WWE Championship. If Dolph was to win, however, it would become a triple threat for the WWE Championship at Backlash. And of course, I had my money on AJ, and of course, it came in clutch, and AJ got the win, which is awesome. So it's a one-on-one match. Sorry, Dolph Ziggler, but I think AJ should get his one-on-one chance before you, because I kind of feel he's going to take it from Dean. Heading into Talking Smack. This is a new thing in This Week in WWE that I am including in because there was some pretty interesting stuff that actually happened on there. So first of all, you had Nikki Bella also get an interview back there as well. She got laid out again by Carmella, and Talking Smack's after SmackDown, so that's 2 attacks in a row from Carmella on Nikki Bella. So it's pretty interesting because Carmella is laying Nikki out. And then we had Daniel Bryan was pretty much talking with Renee. Miz interrupts. I guess it gets down to it where they're talking about, like, you know, Miz is pissed off because Daniel Bryan's not giving him any recognition or any respect. Daniel Bryan turns around and says that he doesn't. He said that he wrestles like a coward and that pretty much, yeah, all that shit. So, of course, because he said that, Miz went off his nut and he literally just started going hammer on Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan backed down and walked off. And now into NXT, guys. We had Ty Dillinger versus Wesley Blake. Yeah, Wesley Blake versus Ty Dillinger. Of course, Ty Dillinger gets the win, so perfect 10 for the win, guys. And then the final thing was we had the Authors of Pain versus TM61, the fellow guys from Australia. And of course, I knew that the Authors of Pain were going to win this because they're just starting to pick up the dominant pace. But, however, TM61 gave them the biggest run for their money. They had them so close many, many times. However, Authors of Pain came through and got the mad win. So that's what happened in This Week in WWE, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button hard, guys, but not too fucking hard. Don't break your computers. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The links in the description down below. Guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button to join the Dark Squad and spread the word of the J-Stuff to everybody you know. And guys, let me know what your favourite match was. And also, I'm going down to Newcastle, so I'm going on a little bit of a holiday, so expect some vlogs soon, guys. So, as always, guys, stay awesome. The TheJaseDawg is out of here. See.